about to apply some wallpaper. This. Making a headboard. I'm not going to keep you guys guessing. I'm making a headboard. So I'm making my own headboard because if you Google headboards, they are expensive. They are expensive. But this is so cheap. Well, yeah, this is cheap because this is free. And then I spent about £20 altogether on the other materials. No, £20? That is a lie. About £30 on all the materials on this headboard. So these are the materials that you are going to need. I've got here this wallpaper that I thought originally I was going to have this wallpaper on my feature wall, but it was just a bit too boyish for me. So I can use this because I'm going to just be creative because I don't know what exactly I'm doing or what I'm trying to achieve, but I just know at the end of the day I want an headboard. Do you know what I mean? So, boom, bang, yes, headboard. I've got this. So, and this is a sample, by the way. If you go to B&Q, you can get 2 meters worth of sample, which actually saved my wall because I got 2 meters of a free sample of the newspaper, of the wallpaper that I had, and that was literally the amount I needed to cover. Or else I would have bought 2 rolls. And it would have been a waste of the rest of the roll because I would have just needed like 1 roll. I bought this fabric from the fabric store. This was £9 a meter. It was 1 meter left. And then I need to actually measure that it's 1 meter. But yeah, it's lovely material. So that's just velvet. And then I have this crushed velvet one here. And then foam is very hard to find for some reason. But yeah, I bought the foam as well. So I bought 2 1-inches and this long one. They gave me a discount because this is grimy, and then I got 1 smaller one, but I think I should have gotten another extra smaller one. So the big ones were I think £2, the smaller ones were £1, and then this one he did a discount for me because it should have been £4, but he did it for me for £2.50. I already have my staple gun because I just have things like that, and I already had that, so that was for free. And the wood, we found it when we moved here. Run into a problem. So I did not get enough foam, and it's not big enough to cover this whole headboard. Hence why I'm so glad I have the wallpaper, because whatever's not covered, I will just cover it up with the wallpaper, and I'm just gonna make it work. And I'm just gonna see what happens. I was gonna do the whole diamond headboard, but I'm like, everybody has that in their bedrooms. So I want something a bit more fun, something a bit more creative. I was going to do something else, but then I just didn't have energy to be doing that. So I had other designs, but right now I'm just winging it, and I'm just praying it looks good. Oh, another thing you're going to need. You're going to need some wadding. I got the thickest one that the shop had, and it was like £3.80 or 60 a meter. I got 1.5 meters. Which I'm hoping is enough to cover this plank of wood. The thing that you're going to need is some fast tack or a heavy duty multi-purpose spray adhesive. You can get this in art shops, art supplies. So what I do You just spray it on there. You spray it at the back of the foam, and you just stick it on, and it's pretty, like once it dries, it's pretty good. But we are going to be securing this with some, what do you call it? Staples. Yes, so do that. This area here, so I've decided this bit's going to be left free because I don't have enough foam. And I want this done today. So I'm going to finesse it somehow. I don't know how, but I'm just going to do it. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to probably use this bit on there. So then if I wanted to display it, because this bit's going to be hidden anyway. And like I said, this wood is nice enough that I could have used it itself and had like a rustic kind of look. Or I could have painted it over and whitewashed it. That would have looked really nicely. But yeah, so I've just cut 2 of these in the same size as this piece. And I'm just sticking it over. I really like this piece of wood, so I'm already like thinking of ways that I can reuse it once I get tired of this head. So this is what you have, and then now we're going to put the wadding over it, and we're going to staple it in place. We're just going to cover it up with the wadding. Find the center of your fabric or your wadding, and find the center of your board with your foam already. So it's already been trimmed. I've trimmed the edges really roughly, so then it's not too like boom square box. I do have cutting knives, but I don't know where they are at this moment, and it ain't that deep for me, because if anything with this, I can tear it apart if I don't like it and redo it again. Do you know what I mean? Later on, once I get bored of it, because right now I'm just doing a really basic plain headboard. Yeah. Staple it all around, and then I'll come back. I think I should have enough excess fabric on the wadding to actually fill the bottom as well, so I can have a whole headboard like piece. And once B&Q's open up again, I can get some legs on this, because I want it to stand really high on my wall, whereas right now I don't have anything for it to stand on, so it's going to be short, but I want it quite high and bougie. Do you know what I mean? And then I've just gone and done it here. I've left some access because you want a bit here so then you can staple that bit shut as well. Oh, and this wood, because it was outside, it was wet, so I had to bring it inside in our boiler for it to just dry out. You don't want to use a wet piece of wood, it might smell. So I left it in the dryer to dry out, and also I wanted to know if it had a smell since it's been here for how long, and I don't want a moldy piece of wood. But you can probably go to B&Q's and they can cut you a nice piece of wood. Once the piece of wood has been stapled down with wadding, you cut off and you trim the axis, and now it's fully ready. I'm just going to secure some of these again. So I've secured here, and then it will be ready for the main event, which is the fabric. So the end piece, you should have a nicely, beautifully wadded base of wood. This is what it looks like. Can you see the headboard coming into shape? Can you see it? Can you see it? So this is what you should end up with. Can you see the headboard coming into places? Oh, bro. So, ignore my floor. It's dirty. Needs a good... Anyway, I don't even care. Oh, gosh. I still have to paint the wardrobe, paint the wall, do this, fabricate the chair. I've got a lot to do, mate. Got a lot to do, do you know what I mean? I've still got painting. But yeah, okay, so this is the final look without the fabric, and then the back of it, if you've done it correctly, should look like this. I like this. So this is the final look at the front. It looks like this, as you can tell, there's still the gap there. I have some extra wood in here, so I reckon I can finesse layering it and then adding, I think I know what I might do. The back of it should look like this, or if you guys are really particular, a bit nicer. But I don't really care because it's the back. And it's going to get covered up anyway. I haven't found the back fabric of the covering yet. I was going to just do plastic because I don't really want that there, but then because there's that wet patch there, everything else is dry. But yeah, it's all dry. It's just like the colour looks a bit, oh, it's kind of wet. That's dry. Oh mate, it's kind of wet. That's dry. Oh, that's kind of dry. Well, that's dry. It's just, I think it's just, it feels dry because it's a different surface. Okay, it looks like that's been sanded and that wasn't. So it's all dry. I've covered it. I kind of had to finesse that piece. I've managed to cover the whole thing. Now we put our fabric over it. I've got this fabric and you can put diamonds in it and then you can obviously see the effect that it would create, but I'm not doing that because I don't want to. The thing now is if I want 2 fabrics or 1, because I know there's that separate piece up there. So I was thinking if I get this to go into that bit and then have like a dual fabric situation. Or I could just turn this into like pillows. Or I can use it to cover the chair, which I think is a better idea. Because I was going to use fur to cover the chair. Yeah, I'll do that. What you want to do is to start stapling the fabric on top. I have done it a really good job, I would say. Down there. And then I'm going to do this part. And I also went with a design that I did at the front because I just like it. What you want to do is to start stapling the fabric on top. I have done it a really good job, I would say. Down there. And then I'm going to do this part. And I also went with a design that I did at the front because I just like it. This is what we have. I did a little pattern at the bottom and you stretch it out. It looks really nice. Because I didn't want it plain, I was like, might as well. And if anything, the good thing about this is I can always change the fabric if I get bored of it. And I can make it into something different because I know exactly how to make it and I have the tools. So in a year, if the fabric gets dirty, gets ripped, I can buy another £6 piece of fabric and do it again. I can change the colour. If I wanted it white, a darker colour, maybe if I wanted it leather. Yeah. We'll get some legs for this because I want it to hang really tall. And this is the design that I did on it. It's like a, I don't know. It's this. And I can fill them up with diamonds if it gets boring and old as well. A little bit of DIYing today because my room is feeling a bit empty. You know what I mean? Got a great wall of like just emptiness. So I bought some hanging, what's it called? Hanging shelves. That's it. Bought some hanging shelves. Put some books on it. Gonna give me some candles. Gonna light up this place. This is just one wall. And then I'm doing something else on the other side. So I've got plenty of this to work with. So I can just make my room feel like a breath of fresh air. But then at the same, I thought it would have been a darker green. I would have preferred it to be a darker green, the leaves. But it's not. But yeah, I just want my room to feel like the outdoors. Do you know what I mean? Like outdoorsy. Like rustic. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. The door is not fully painted, but I like it. It kind of matches the floor. So I've got to paint this wall still, and then I've got to fill in that gap there. And then I will have my little haven. Oh, and I'm painting. So I've got some stuff here. I'm going to paint, and the painting's going to go here. I don't know. Or maybe I don't want this there because it just looks plain. If I don't get a mirror there, and also I have this whole wall there that I don't know where the paint is. I don't know. I need to do something to it. It's just plain. So this is just the second coat of paint. I'm not really striving for perfection, if I'm honest, because I want it to. Originally I would have wanted it to be like a whitewashed kind of effect, painting like that, rustic. But can do that because it needs to be sanded. And yeah, so we're just going over it with a matte paint, and then when this is done, I'm gonna go over it with a silk paint, because matte paints they're very hard to clean. So I'm gonna go over it with a silk one, so when something spills or something over it, it's very easy to clean up. About the wardrobe used to be brown. It actually still, I'm not gonna open it even though it's a shambles inside. Yeah, it used to be brown. I just did like a messy job with the painting. It used to be brown. It doesn't close properly either, so I have to it used to be this color. But I'm not trying to fully invest in this room because I won't be here for that long. And yeah, so that basket down there holds all my fabric. It's not dirty clothing. I just have a lot of fabric and I keep all my fabrics in there. That basket was from Mataland, and this coat rack was from Argus. I was about to say Amazon. Argus, my home sweet home. I wanted it to say home sweet room. I'm going to change it one of these days. That's from that is from Poundland. And then over here I have my guitar with I'm trying to paint up here white, that's why it looks like that.